Imagine for a moment that the breath is more than just air. It is a timeless rhythm, a subtle pulse connecting us to the essence of life itself. Before we journey further, let us ground ourselves with a simple yet profound practice, the 4-4-8 breath. Begin by inhaling deeply through the nose, feeling the breath fill you, as if drawing in the very spirit of the cosmos, for a steady count of 4. Hold that breath gently, allowing yourself to float in a moment of stillness, a pause where time ceases to flow. And then, slowly, release the breath for a count of 8, feeling any tension melt away, releasing your presence into the vastness around you. Continue this rhythm for a few rounds while listening to my voice, allowing each breath to draw you closer to a sense of calm, grounding you here and now. As you settle into this rhythm, sense the transformation that begins within you. Feel each inhalation as a quiet arrival, each exhalation as a surrender, a return to something deeper. Across traditions, breath has been honored as a sacred bridge, pranayama in the East, mindfulness in the teachings of Zen. The wisdom of these practices speaks to an eternal truth, that the breath is more than mere survival. It is an invitation to presence, an ancient passage into the sanctuary within. Each breath becomes a step, leading us closer to the stillness that waits beneath the surface, calling us to listen, to feel, to be. In this quiet rhythm, we touch a truth that words often cannot reach. The breath, constant and gentle, draws us away from the hurried pace of thought and into the depths of being. With each inhale, we become more receptive, each exhale a letting go. In this space, there is no rush, no distraction, only the quiet beating of existence. Notice how, as the breath slows, a quiet clarity arises, as if the mind itself were taking a deep sigh, settling into peace. Here we find ourselves standing at the threshold of something infinite. So as we open ourselves to the journey ahead, let this breath be our guide, a reminder of the wisdom within every quiet inhale and exhale. In this space of stillness, we begin to sense the threads of connection, the quiet hum of something beyond ourselves. We are ready now, grounded and open, to explore the mystery of breath, the bridge between body and spirit, self and universe. In this simple act of breathing, we begin the journey, not as seekers, but as participants in the cosmic flow, as listeners to the wisdom of life itself. Breathe and feel the body expand, as if the very air were woven from stardust, connecting your essence to the vastness beyond. Breath, in ancient traditions, has long been recognized as a bridge between the finite and the infinite, the self and the cosmos. In the teachings of pranayama, the breath is honored as the life force, carrying with it not only oxygen, but a subtle energy that mirrors the pulse of the universe itself. And in Taoist practices, this breath is known as qi, the flowing essence that joins all things. To breathe consciously is to feel this connection, to sense the entire universe breathing with you. With each breath, we engage in a silent exchange, a dance between what is within and what is beyond. The air we draw in has traveled across mountains, oceans, and forests. It has been part of countless lives, an eternal cycle of giving and receiving. In this way, the breath dissolves the illusion of separation, reminding us that we are not isolated beings, but threads in a vast tapestry woven into the fabric of the cosmos. Each inhalation draws in a piece of the universe, filling us with its mystery, and each exhalation releases a part of ourselves back into the whole. It is a communion that transcends words, a feeling of unity that whispers through the quiet rise and fall of our breath. Imagine then that every breath is an act of belonging, a reminder that we are part of a rhythm as old as the stars. To breathe with awareness is to become attuned to this universal song, to feel ourselves as waves in an endless ocean of energy. The ancient mystics and sages knew this. They spoke of the self not as a separate entity, but as a reflection of the cosmos itself. In breathing consciously, we begin to glimpse this truth, that the boundaries we perceive are but illusions, that the same essence flows through all things. Breath becomes our guide, leading us to the recognition that we are not separate from the universe, but are expressions of its very being. So let each breath be a reminder, a call to awaken to the sacredness within and around us. Feel how, in this moment, the universe breathes with you, sharing its ancient pulse, whispering of a unity that goes beyond form. To breathe is to touch this mystery, to participate in the unfolding of life's great story. And as we journey through each inhale and exhale, we move beyond the self, merging with the boundless, opening to the truth that we are woven into the very fabric of existence. The breath, though invisible, holds the power to connect us to realms beyond the physical, threading our awareness into the mysterious fields that quantum science has only begun to explore. Quantum physics reveals a universe where particles, separated by vast distances, remain connected in ways that defy ordinary understanding, a phenomenon that physicist David Bohm likened to a holographic reality, where every part reflects the whole. In the same way, our breath seems to echo this truth of interconnectedness, linking us to an energy field beyond the limits of time and space. Each breath we take is a subtle reminder that we, too, are woven into this quantum web, united with all that is. Through the lens of quantum science, the act of breathing takes on a new dimension, transforming from a bodily function to a portal of awareness. In each inhale, we draw in not only air but the potential of the universe, touching the boundaries of matter and spirit. Each exhale is a release, a surrender to the cosmic forces that dance around and through us. When we breathe with intention, we align ourselves with the rhythms of this field, where particles dance in waves, where consciousness itself may be the force that binds. In the quiet act of breathing, we touch this quantum reality, sensing a unity that lies beyond form, beyond the visible. This journey into the quantum nature of breath is more than a scientific curiosity. It is an invitation to experience oneness firsthand. As we breathe, we can feel our awareness expanding beyond the personal, stretching into the field where all consciousness meets. In this place, breath becomes a silent language, a communion with the invisible threads of existence that connect all life. The mystics of old spoke of this unity, using the language of spirit and soul, while modern science calls it the quantum field. Yet beyond words, the experience remains the same. Breath is the key that opens the door to this interconnected reality, where the individual dissolves into the whole. In the quiet rhythm of the breath, we begin to perceive the world differently, not as separate things but as an interconnected flow. Each inhalation is a reminder of the energy we share with every particle, every star, every being. The breath teaches us that separateness is an illusion, a veil that can be lifted in the stillness between inhales and exhales. To breathe is to touch this mystery, to sense that beneath the appearance of isolation, we are part of a greater, unified field. In the quantum dance of existence, we are never alone. Each breath is a reminder that we are threads in a vast cosmic fabric, bound together in the silence of the universe. The breath is not merely a pathway to the cosmos, it is a mirror into the depths of our own minds, a doorway to the rich inner landscapes that often lie hidden. As we breathe with awareness, we journey inward, past the layers of thought and emotion that define our everyday experiences, toward the silent space of consciousness itself. In this journey, we find that the breath becomes a tool of discovery, guiding us beyond the surface and into the quiet mystery within. Psychologist Carl Jung spoke of the unconscious as a vast reservoir of uncharted territory, filled with symbols, memories, and forgotten aspects of self. Through the breath, we enter this realm, meeting parts of ourselves that dwell in the shadows. Each conscious breath takes us deeper, inviting us to observe the ebb and flow of the mind without attachment, without judgment. The breath teaches us to witness our thoughts as passing clouds, to see our emotions as waves that rise and fall, each dissolving into stillness. This practice of inner observation has long been at the heart of mindfulness and meditation traditions. In Zen Buddhism, practitioners are guided to follow the breath, allowing it to anchor them in presence, to reveal the quiet beneath the noise. In this space of quiet observation, we come face to face with the mind's true nature, recognizing that beneath the surface lies a vast, silent awareness. As we explore this inner landscape, we encounter the mysteries of our own psyche, the layers of conditioning, the beliefs and fears that shape our perception of reality. Breath becomes a bridge, connecting us to these hidden aspects, allowing us to see them with clarity and compassion. Here, we begin to understand that the mind is not merely a collection of thoughts. It is a universe unto itself, with depths that mirror the expansiveness of the cosmos. Each breath peels back a layer, guiding us toward self-understanding, healing, and transformation. In breathing consciously, we become explorers of the self, journeying into the heart of our own consciousness. With each breath, we draw closer to the essence of who we are, beyond the roles, identities, and labels we carry. We touch a state of presence that is both intimate and universal, a silence that holds all things. This journey inward reveals that, like the cosmos, the mind is a space of endless potential, a realm of mystery and revelation. In this place, the breath becomes more than a physical act. It is a tool of awakening, a path to self-realization. We breathe not just to sustain life, but to delve into the unknown, to explore the uncharted territory of the self, and to touch the boundless awareness that lies at the core of our being. Breath, though invisible and intangible, is the most ancient alchemist, weaving the energies of mind, body, and spirit into one unified whole. Throughout history, breath has been recognized not just as a physical act, but as a metaphysical bridge, a force that transforms our inner states and touches the unseen. In ancient Egyptian wisdom, the breath was considered part of the Ka, the life force that exists within and beyond the body, a thread connecting the physical world to realms of spirit. Hermetic traditions, too, speak of breath as the medium through which the human and the divine intermingle, creating a sacred alchemy within. This alchemical quality of breath reveals itself when we practice intentional breathing, noticing how each inhale and exhale shifts our awareness, our emotions, and even our perception of time. As we breathe deeply, we feel a quiet transformation occurring within, as if each breath were a step in an ancient ritual of renewal. Breathwork in this sense becomes a practice of inner alchemy, dissolving tensions and clearing away the clutter of the mind, making space for a more refined, elevated state of being. This transformative power has long been harnessed in yogic practices, where pranayama, the science of breath, is believed to purify the subtle body, aligning it with higher vibrations of consciousness. In the silence between breaths, we touch a timeless truth. That breath is not bound to the physical, but is itself a bridge to the metaphysical, a way to transcend the limits of ordinary perception. Each inhalation fills us with a life force that seems to come from beyond, while each exhalation feels like a release, a return to the infinite. As we breathe, we feel a shift, as if dissolving the boundaries of self, entering a space where time pauses and the spirit awakens. This alchemical transformation through breath is a subtle yet profound way to access the mysteries of existence, allowing us to touch the fringes of enlightenment, to taste the unspoken essence of life itself. When we practice breathwork with this awareness, we begin to see it as an act of creation, a moment-by-moment transmutation of energy. In each breath lies the potential to awaken, to dissolve the separations that veil us from our true nature. As we cultivate this alchemy within, we find that breath is more than an act. It is a ritual, a dance between the finite and the infinite, a quiet unfolding of our own divinity. Through breath, we are both the artist and the art, shaping ourselves with each inhale and exhale, becoming vessels for the sacred to flow through. The breath becomes our guide on this inner journey, a tool for awakening the divine alchemist within. As we breathe, we are invited into a communion with the vastness that lies beyond individual experience, a sense of cosmic consciousness that transcends the self. Alan Watts often spoke of this experience as a dissolving of boundaries, where the mind opens to the infinite, sensing its connection with all of existence. Breathwork, when practiced with intention, becomes a pathway to this cosmic awareness, allowing us to go beyond the ordinary and touch the oneness that unites all life. In this space, we no longer see ourselves as separate. Instead, we feel as though we are waves on the surface of a boundless ocean, each breath reminding us of our unity with the whole. In these moments of cosmic awareness, the breath becomes a gentle revelation, a reminder that the universe itself is alive and breathing with us. To breathe deeply is to feel the pulse of creation, the quiet hum of a cosmos that moves through each of us. This is not an intellectual understanding, but a felt experience, a knowing that goes beyond words and concepts. Ram Dass, a teacher of consciousness, spoke of this oneness as a place where we are all just walking each other home, a reminder that our separateness is an illusion, that in the space of true presence, we are all one. Through breath, we enter this state of presence, where the boundaries of self fall away, and the vastness of the cosmos flows through us. The practice of awakening to cosmic consciousness through breath is found across spiritual traditions, each pointing to this experience of unity. In Hinduism, the practice of deep, rhythmic breathing is said to align us with Brahman, the universal soul that resides within and beyond all things. In Sufi mysticism, breath is used to enter states of divine love, dissolving the ego and merging with the beloved. As we engage in these practices, we sense that our individual consciousness is but a drop in a vast sea, that the breath carries us beyond ourselves, opening us to a truth that is eternal, boundless, and interconnected. Each conscious breath we take in this spirit of unity awakens a memory of our oneness with the cosmos, a recognition that we are not isolated beings, but threads in a divine tapestry. With each inhale, we draw closer to this cosmic awareness. With each exhale, we let go of the illusion of separateness, sinking deeper into the vast, quiet space within. To breathe with this intention is to awaken to the reality that we are the universe breathing, sensing, and knowing itself. Breath becomes a sacred act, a portal to the cosmic consciousness that waits to be rediscovered within us all, reminding us that we are not separate from the stars, but are part of the infinite dance of existence. Breathwork is an ancient practice, a gift passed down through generations, evolving from sacred rituals and spiritual disciplines into techniques accessible to anyone in search of inner peace. From the pranayama practices of Hindu sages to the breath-centered mindfulness of Zen Buddhism, the wisdom of conscious breathing has long been revered as a way to connect with the essence of life itself. In Hindu teachings, breath is more than air. It is prana, the life force that moves through all things, linking the individual to the divine. In Taoism, breath is understood as qi, the vital energy that flows within and without, harmonizing the body with the greater cosmos. These practices are not merely exercises, they are spiritual journeys, each breath a step toward self-awareness and universal connection. As breathwork has traveled through time, it has become a bridge between the ancient and the modern, merging traditions from different cultures and evolving into a wealth of techniques. Today, we find breath practices that blend the wisdom of East and West, such as the Wim Hof method, which combines controlled breathing with cold exposure to awaken the body's potential. In modern mindfulness, influenced by Zen and Buddhist teachings, breath is used to cultivate presence, grounding the mind in the now. These adaptations reveal that breathwork is not static. It is a living practice, shaped by the needs of each era. capable of transforming and adapting without losing its essence. This evolution has brought breathwork into new spaces, making it accessible not only to monks and mystics, but to anyone seeking a moment of peace. From the busy streets of Tokyo to the quiet forests of North America, people are rediscovering breath as a pathway to healing, balance, and insight. Techniques like box breathing, used by Navy SEALs to manage stress, and alternate nostril breathing, a calming practice from Ayurveda, offer simple yet powerful tools for modern life. Each of these practices, whether ancient or adapted for today, honors the breath as a sacred vessel, a means of centering the self and aligning with something greater. Through these diverse practices, we are reminded that breathwork is a universal language, a thread that connects us across cultures and ages. To breathe consciously is to participate in a lineage of seekers, healers, and sages, each drawn by the same mystery, the same longing for unity. As we engage with these techniques, we become part of this ancient tradition, taking our place in the timeless dance of breath. We breathe as they breathed, finding in each inhale and exhale the same depth, the same silence, the same connection to the life force that binds all things. In the breath we find our roots, our present, and our future, united in the eternal rhythm of existence. Let us pause now for a moment of practice, an invitation to experience the power of the breath firsthand through Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. This ancient technique is known for its ability to calm the mind, harmonize the left and right hemispheres of the brain, and bring balance to our energy flow. Begin by sitting comfortably, spine tall, shoulders relaxed. Bring your right hand up, resting the index and middle fingers gently between your eyebrows, leaving the thumb and ring finger free to control your nostrils. Allow yourself to settle, and begin by taking a few gentle breaths, feeling the natural rhythm of your inhale and exhale. Now gently close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale slowly through the left nostril, drawing the breath deeply into the lungs. Pause briefly, holding the breath with ease, and then close the left nostril with your ring finger as you release the thumb from the right nostril, exhaling fully through the right side. Take a moment to feel the breath as it leaves, a release into stillness. Then inhale through the right nostril, allowing the breath to flow smoothly and deeply, holding it for just a moment before releasing through the left nostril, closing the right side with your thumb. Continue this cycle, breathing in and out with presence, alternating sides, each breath a step toward balance. As you practice Nadi Shodhana, feel the calming effect it brings, a quiet balance settling within. In the wisdom of yogic practice, this exercise is believed to clear the energy channels, or nadis, removing blockages that may inhibit the free flow of life force. With each breath, visualize these channels becoming clear and open, bringing harmony to the body and mind. Notice how the mind grows quieter, the senses more refined, as if each breath were a gentle cleansing, a release of tension, and a deepening of awareness. Let each cycle of breath carry you further into stillness, into alignment with the natural flow of life. Finish by exhaling through the left nostril, then return to a few breaths in and out through both nostrils, feeling the balance that this practice brings. With Nadi Shodhana, we touch a state of harmony that is always within reach, a centeredness that aligns mind, body, and spirit. This practice, though simple, is deeply transformative, grounding us in presence and bringing a quiet clarity to our day. As you carry this calm into the moments ahead, let the breath remain as your anchor, your reminder that balance and peace are always as close as the next inhale, as close as the next exhale. Breath has been a central theme in philosophies both Eastern and Western, each tradition offering unique insights, yet arriving at a shared reverence for the silent power of breath. In the East, philosophies such as Taoism and Hinduism regard breath as the carrier of life force, qi, in Taoist practice and prana in Hindu thought. Laozi, the sage behind Taoism, described breath as a means of harmonizing with the Tao, the way of nature that flows through all things. For Laozi, breath was not only a physical act but an alignment with the universe's gentle, cyclical rhythm, an invitation to flow with rather than resist the unfolding of life. In Western philosophy, breath has also held a sacred role, especially in Stoicism, where it becomes a tool for self-mastery and resilience. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, saw breath as a grounding force, a way to remain calm amid life's storms. By focusing on the breath, they believed one could cultivate an inner stillness, a state of equanimity that shields against the chaos of the external world. Breath here is a reminder of our presence, a way to maintain clarity and composure, allowing the mind to transcend the temporary disturbances of life. While their approach differs from the mystical currents of the East, the essence remains the same. Breath is a pathway to inner peace and wisdom. These perspectives, though different in their approach, converge in a shared understanding that breath can lead us to deeper truths. In the words of the ancient Greek philosophers, breath is pneuma, a spirit that animates all life, connecting humanity with the divine. To breathe is to touch a dimension of existence that goes beyond mere survival, reaching into the essence of being itself. The ancient philosophers of Greece, the sages of India, and the Taoist masters of China all saw breath as a sacred act, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life. Each breath we take echoes this timeless wisdom, a bridge between self and universe, the finite and the infinite. To breathe with awareness is to participate in this philosophical legacy, to engage with the wisdom that transcends culture and time. As we inhale, we draw in the teachings of Laozi, of Aurelius, of the yogis and mystics, all pointing us toward the same truth, that within each breath lies the power to transform, to transcend, to awaken. With each exhalation, we release the boundaries that separate east from west, past from present, and we find ourselves united in the universal mystery of breath. In this simple act, we join an ancient lineage of seekers, each one drawn by the call to know, to understand, and to become whole. Our breath not only sustains us but shapes the very way we perceive reality, acting as a bridge between inner experience and outer world. Tibetan Buddhism offers profound insights into this mystery, with practices that use breath to alter consciousness and dissolve the boundaries between self and universe. The breath becomes a tool for seeing clearly, allowing practitioners to penetrate the illusions that often cloud our perception. In Tibetan teachings, each breath is an opportunity to release attachment, to let go of the constructs that define self and other, and to awaken to a truth that lies beyond words, a reality that is fluid, interconnected, and ever-present. As we breathe consciously, we start to perceive reality not as a collection of separate objects, but as a unified field, a continuous flow in which all things are intimately connected. Breath helps us break through the surface of ordinary perception, guiding us to the heart of being, where everything is seen as part of a greater whole. In this state, the rigid boundaries of mind and body, inner and outer, begin to dissolve, and we experience a sense of oneness with all that surrounds us. This shift in perception is both subtle and profound, as if the world were unfolding anew with each breath, revealing layers of meaning and beauty that are usually hidden from view. This exploration of reality through breath is not limited to Eastern traditions. It resonates deeply with Western thought as well. In the works of phenomenologists like Maurice Merleau-Ponty, the body and breath are seen as instruments through which we engage with the world, shaping our perception at every level. Breath becomes an anchor, rooting us in the present, dissolving the abstractions that often keep us distant from life. To breathe consciously is to invite a presence that illuminates the reality before us, allowing us to see beyond labels, beyond judgments, beyond the mind's restless chatter. Each breath becomes a window, a chance to experience the world as it is, raw and unfiltered. As we practice this conscious perception, reality transforms. not because the world changes, but because we begin to see it with new eyes. Through the breath, we come to understand that reality is not something fixed, but something alive, unfolding with every heartbeat, every inhale and exhale. We realize that the breath shapes our experience from within, blurring the boundaries between observer and observed, weaving the world into a tapestry where everything is interconnected. In the quiet, rhythmic flow of breathing, we discover that reality is both intimate and infinite, a dance between what is and what can be, revealing the hidden unity beneath the surface of all things. In the quiet space of each breath, we find a portal to something beyond ourselves, beyond the boundaries that define who we think we are. Breath, when practiced with intention, becomes a powerful tool for dissolving the ego, that small but persistent sense of I that often separates us from the world around us. Mystics and sages across centuries and cultures have spoken of the liberation that comes when the ego falls away, when we let go of the illusion of separateness and merge into the infinite. In Zen Buddhism, this experience is known as satori, a sudden awakening in which the self vanishes, revealing the seamless unity of all existence. As we breathe deeply and consciously, we begin to unravel the attachments that hold the ego in place. Each breath serves as a reminder of impermanence, that nothing we cling to in this life, our identities, possessions, or even thoughts, truly belongs to us. The Sufi poet Rumi wrote of this journey, likening it to a flame that consumes everything until only pure essence remains. In breathing, we invite this flame to burn away the layers of self, the masks and defenses we carry, until we touch a state of openness and vulnerability. With each exhale, we release the need to control, the need to be someone, and surrender to the silent presence that simply is. This path to ego dissolution through breath is a gentle yet profound process, a journey of gradual awakening where we begin to see through the illusions of separateness. As we observe the breath, we start to sense that we are not the isolated selves we imagine, but parts of a greater whole, expressions of an endless, flowing life. With each breath, we move closer to the realization that our essence is not bound to the stories we tell ourselves, that beneath the surface lies an awareness untouched by time or identity. In the stillness of breath, the ego fades, and we glimpse the truth that we are not separate from the world, but are deeply woven into its fabric. Through this dissolution of ego, we come to understand enlightenment not as an attainment, but as a return to the natural state of unity, peace, and boundless love that has always been within us. Each breath takes us deeper, showing us that we are more than individuals. We are the universe itself, experiencing life through countless forms. To breathe in this way is to let go of striving, to allow the self to dissolve into the vastness, where there is no separation, no boundary, only the quiet realization of being. In the surrender of breath, we find freedom, a timeless state of wholeness where all distinctions fall away and we become one with the infinite. In recent years, science has begun to explore the mysteries that spiritual traditions have long understood, that breath holds the power to transform not only our minds, but our very physiology. Neuroscience now reveals that conscious breathing can alter brainwave patterns, reduce stress, and increase emotional resilience. Dr. Andrew Weil, a pioneer in integrative medicine, and Dr. Joe Dispenza, a leader in mind-body research, have studied the effects of breath on the brain, showing that slow, deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system. This shift in our nervous system invites relaxation, balancing our body's chemistry and fostering a state of peace and presence. This discovery by neuroscience is, in essence, a scientific validation of what ancient yogis, monks, and mystics have known through experience. When we breathe mindfully, we bring coherence to our heart, body, and mind, creating an inner harmony that echoes through our being. Brainwave studies reveal that certain patterns like alpha and theta waves are associated with states of meditation and deep relaxation, attainable through breath-focused practices. As we engage in these practices, the brain's chemistry changes. Cortisol levels drop, and serotonin, the happiness chemical, is released, creating a profound shift in how we feel and perceive the world. Breath becomes a bridge, linking the physical and the spiritual, grounding us while opening the door to higher consciousness. This merging of neuroscience and spirituality offers a vision of breath as both a biological and spiritual tool. When we breathe deeply, we access not only relaxation, but also the hidden potential within the mind. Studies show that with regular practice, breathwork can rewire neural pathways, fostering emotional resilience, sharpening mental clarity, and even improving memory. This capacity of breath to transform the brain mirrors the ancient concept of breath as a vehicle for enlightenment, as seen in pranayama, where each breath harmonizes the mind with the body, opening channels for spiritual energy. It is as if, through breathing, we awaken a deeper intelligence within, one that guides us toward a state of balance and inner peace. As we explore this union of science and spirituality, breath becomes a symbol of hope, a reminder that we possess within us the power to heal, to transform, and to transcend. With each breath, we access a quiet, potent force that goes beyond the material, touching the very essence of life itself. In this simple act, we find a harmony that spans the realms of science and spirit, a meeting point where our physical bodies and spiritual awareness align. To breathe with intention is to take part in this grand convergence, to feel the boundaries of knowledge dissolve, and to experience firsthand the wonder that lies in every inhale and exhale. In the stillness of each breath lies a doorway to the unseen, an entry into the psychic realms that connect us to the universe itself. Breath, when approached with openness, becomes more than a simple exchange of air. It is a vessel through which we can access states of awareness beyond the ordinary, touching upon universal consciousness. Rudolf Steiner, the philosopher and mystic, taught that breath is the bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds, a sacred flow that links the seen and the unseen. In breathing, we allow our senses to expand beyond the boundaries of the body, opening ourselves to a deeper field of awareness, one that echoes through the vast expanse of existence. As we deepen our breath, we begin to sense an energetic connection, a psychic thread that binds us not only to those around us, but to the world itself. This practice of using breath to enter altered states is common among shamanic traditions, where breathwork is used to cross the veil between worlds, to communicate with the spirits, the ancestors, and the wisdom embedded within nature. In this expanded state of consciousness, the breath takes on a sacred quality, allowing us to perceive the subtle vibrations that weave through all things. Each inhale feels like a drawing in of the universal spirit. Each exhale a release into the timeless dance of life, where the boundaries of self begin to dissolve. Through breath, we touch what is sometimes called the collective unconscious, a concept coined by Carl Jung to describe the shared psychic inheritance of all humanity. When we breathe with awareness, we may begin to sense this deeper pool of knowledge, a place where symbols, archetypes, and ancient wisdom reside. It is here that we encounter the mysteries that connect us all, the universal dreams, fears, and hopes that transcend individual experience. The breath, in this way, becomes a key to unlocking our psychic connection, revealing truths that lie beneath the surface of the personal self, uniting us with the essence of all life, past and present. In breathing consciously, we participate in a form of universal communion, a silent merging with the cosmic mind that flows through all things. Each breath reminds us that we are not isolated beings but expressions of a single consciousness, a vast and infinite awareness that holds us all. With every inhale, we draw nearer to this universal truth. With every exhale, we release ourselves into the mystery, dissolving the illusion of separateness. Breath becomes a pathway to psychic unity, a tool to awaken to the interconnected web of existence that holds us, that whispers through the silent spaces within, calling us to remember our place within the cosmic whole. Breathwork need not be confined to meditative or mystical experiences alone. It is a tool that can transform the rhythms of daily life, grounding us, calming us, and opening us to the present. Simple techniques like deep diaphragmatic breathing, which draws the breath deep into the belly, can be practiced anywhere to quickly bring a sense of calm and clarity. This practice, rooted in yogic tradition, helps to activate the body's relaxation response, signaling to the mind that it is safe to let go, to breathe freely. By drawing our awareness to the breath in this way, we find a moment of stillness even amid life's many demands, a quiet pause that connects us to ourselves. Another technique that we introduced earlier, known as box breathing, offers a structured way to harness the breath for stress relief. Used by Navy SEALs for its grounding effect, box breathing follows a simple rhythm. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and pause for 4. This technique invites balance, bringing the nervous system into harmony and helping to release accumulated tension. As we follow this rhythmic pattern, we feel a sense of centeredness, a return to a state of inner alignment. This simple yet powerful practice becomes a way to anchor ourselves in the present, to find stability within, no matter the external circumstances. For those seeking a more invigorating practice, the Wim Hof method combines breathwork with cold exposure, encouraging resilience and enhancing the body's natural strength. Through deep, rapid breaths followed by a breath hold, this technique helps to oxygenate the body fully, heightening alertness and boosting energy. In moments of fatigue or stress, this practice can serve as a reminder of our innate power, our ability to tap into the body's vast potential. The breath, in this case, is a tool not only for calm, but for vitality, a way to awaken the spirit within, to remember that strength and peace coexist within each inhale and exhale. Incorporating these breathwork techniques into daily life is a gentle but transformative practice, a reminder that the breath is always available, ready to guide us back to balance and clarity. Whether through deep belly breathing, the steady rhythm of box breathing, or the energizing pulse of the Wim Hof method, each technique is a way to harness the breath's power to uplift and restore. As we breathe with intention, we find that even the smallest act of breathing becomes a path to inner transformation, a journey to wholeness, and a step toward living each moment with greater awareness and grace. Through these practices, we rediscover the sacredness within the ordinary, the beauty of simply being alive. As we come to the close of this journey, we find that breath is more than a mechanism of survival. It is a profound invitation to live in harmony with ourselves and with the universe. Each breath we take is a silent teacher, reminding us of the presence that lies within every moment, the beauty that exists within every cycle of life and death, of taking in and letting go. To breathe with awareness is to embrace the rhythm of transformation, to allow ourselves to be reshaped by each inhale and exhale. The breath becomes our guide, leading us through the ebb and flow of life's experiences, teaching us to release control and trust in the unfolding of our path. Living with the breath as our anchor, we are reminded that each moment is a chance to awaken, to touch the infinite within the finite. Breath reveals that we are not separate from the vastness we sense around us. We are participants in it, expressions of the same life force that moves through trees, rivers, mountains, and stars. To live in this way is to honor the sacredness of existence, to see that within each person, each being, there is a breath that connects them to the whole. In breathing consciously, we find ourselves woven into the fabric of the universe, moving with it in a dance that is both timeless and profoundly personal. Embracing breath as a path of transformation invites us to let go of fear, to surrender to life with trust and openness. With each breath, we learn to release the burdens we carry, the judgments we hold, and the illusions that keep us confined. In this release, we discover a lightness, a freedom that brings us closer to our true nature, a state of being that is peaceful, resilient, and deeply connected. We come to understand that we are not separate entities navigating a chaotic world. We are expressions of a single, unified consciousness, each breath an opportunity to rediscover this truth. As we carry this wisdom forward, let each breath be a reminder of the journey we are on, a path of self-discovery that leads to unity, awareness, and love. In the end, living with breath is an act of grace, a choice to embrace life fully, to see every inhale as a chance to awaken, every exhale as a moment of letting go. With this awareness, we move forward with open hearts, attuned to the quiet pulse of existence. And we live not as isolated beings, but as vessels of the universe's own breath, experiencing itself in countless forms. This is the essence of cosmic consciousness: to breathe, to be, and to awaken to the infinite beauty of our true nature.